the God of War series stands as one of the most iconic franchises in video game history. Some of the development decisions may surprise you. With its captivating narrative, breathtaking visuals, and visceral combat mechanics, it has captivated players and critics alike since its inception. Created by Santa Monica Studio, an in-house development team for Sony Interactive Entertainment, God of War not only redefined the action-adventure genre but also pushed the boundaries of storytelling in video games. This video explores the creation of the original God of War, 2005, the revolutionary reinvention with God of War, 2018, and the series' critical and commercial reception. 1. The birth of a legend, original God of War, 2005. The original God of War, released in 2005 for the PlayStation 2, was spearheaded by David Jaffe, a game director known for his ambition to create cinematic and immersive gaming experiences. Jaffe and the Santa Monica Studio team aimed to develop a title that combined the brutal combat of action games with a compelling narrative inspired by Greek mythology. The concept was born from Jaffe's fascination with mythological tales and the raw power of legendary characters. Instead of relying on traditional hero archetypes, the team envisioned a darker, more tragic figure, Kratos, a Spartan warrior consumed by vengeance after being tricked into killing his family by the Greek god of war, Ares. The core of God of War's gameplay revolved around its hack-and-slash mechanics, featuring a fluid and satisfying combat system. At the heart of this system were Kratos' Blades of Chaos, chain-like weapons that allowed for a dynamic mix of ranged and close-quarters attacks. 1. Puzzle solving and platforming. To break up the action, the game introduced environmental puzzles and platforming sections, enhancing the pacing and immersing players in ancient Greek settings. 2. Quick time events, QTEs. The game popularized the use of QTEs during cinematic boss fights, where players input button sequences to execute dramatic finishing moves. The development team prioritized epic scale and high-quality visuals, which were groundbreaking for the PlayStation 2 era. From the massive Hydra boss fight in the opening scene to the sprawling environments of Mount Olympus and Pandora's Temple, the game used a fixed camera system to frame each scene with cinematic precision. Upon release, God of War received widespread acclaim for its innovative gameplay, mature storytelling, and production values. It won numerous Game of the Year awards and became a defining title for the PlayStation 2. By 2009, the game had sold over 4.6 million copies worldwide, cementing its place as a PlayStation classic. 2. Expanding the mythology, sequels and prequels. Following the success of the original game, Santa Monica Studio expanded the series with sequels and prequels, each deepening the lore of Kratos and the world of Greek mythology. 1. God of War 2, 2007. Released on the PS2, it built upon the foundation of the first game with refined mechanics, larger environments, and an even more ambitious narrative that saw Kratos waging war against the gods of Olympus. 2. God of War 3, 2010. The final chapter in the Greek saga debuted on the PlayStation 3, showcasing the full power of the console with stunning visuals and massive boss encounters, including the iconic battle against Kronos. 3. God of War, Chains of Olympus, 2008, and God of War, Ghost of Sparta, 2010. These PSP prequels explored Kratos' backstory, revealing more about his tragic past and further developing the series' narrative depth. 3. Reinvention, God of War, 2018. After God of War, Ascension, 2013, struggled to meet expectations, Santa Monica Studio decided to reinvent the series. Under the leadership of Cory Barlog, a veteran of the series, the team reimagined God of War for modern audiences, transforming it from a linear action game into a rich, narrative-driven experience. A shift to Norse mythology, Barlog and the team decided to move away from Greek mythology and set the game in the realm of Norse legends. This shift allowed for a fresh start, both narratively and thematically, while introducing a new pantheon of gods and creatures. A personal story, the new game focused on Kratos' relationship with his son, Atreus, as they embarked on a journey to fulfill the last wish of Atreus' mother. The shift from revenge-driven narratives to a story about fatherhood and redemption resonated deeply with players. The gameplay of God of War, 2018, underwent a dramatic transformation. 1. Over-the-shoulder camera. The fixed camera of earlier games was replaced with a close, over-the-shoulder perspective, immersing players in the action. 2. Leviathan Axe. Kratos wielded a new weapon, the Leviathan Axe. 3. Which could be thrown and recalled like a boomerang. 3. This mechanic added depth to combat and exploration. 4. RPG elements. The game introduced light RPG mechanics, including skill trees, gear upgrades, and customization options, giving players more control over Kratos' progression. 5. Companion system. Atreus served as a companion character, assisting in combat and solving puzzles, creating a dynamic relationship between the two protagonists. The development process was not without its hurdles. The team faced significant pressure to modernize the franchise without alienating longtime fans. Barlog also revealed that convincing Sony to support the game's new direction was a challenge, as the studio initially questioned whether audiences would accept such a drastic change. God of War 2018 was released to universal acclaim, with many critics hailing it as a masterpiece. It received a Metacritic score of 94 and won numerous awards, including Game of the Year at the Game Awards 2018. The game sold over 5 million copies within a month of release and surpassed 23 million units as of 2022, making it one of the best-selling PlayStation exclusives. Critics praised the game's storytelling, character development, and emotional depth, as well as its stunning visuals and innovative combat system. The father-son dynamic between Kratos and Atreus was particularly lauded for its authenticity and nuance. 4. Key elements of success. The series' use of cinematic techniques, such as seamless transitions between gameplay and cutscenes, elevated its narrative. God of War 2018 took this approach further by implementing a single-shot camera technique, which followed the characters without cuts throughout the entire game. Kratos evolved from a one-dimensional anti-hero into a nuanced character grappling with guilt, loss, and the challenges of parenthood. This character development was a significant factor in the game's critical success. Each installment of God of War has pushed the technical limits of its platform. From the detailed character models and environments to the fluid combat animations, the franchise consistently set benchmarks for visual fidelity and performance. 5. Cultural impact and fan reception. God of War has become a cultural phenomenon, influencing other games and media. Kratos is now one of the most recognizable characters in gaming, often cited alongside Mario and Master Chief as a gaming icon. The franchise has cultivated a passionate fanbase, with players celebrating its lore, characters, and gameplay innovations. Fan art, cosplay, and online theories about the series' mythology are testaments to its enduring popularity. 6. Conclusion. From its humble beginnings on the PlayStation 2 to its groundbreaking reinvention in 2018, God of War has remained a cornerstone of the gaming industry. Its ability to adapt and evolve while maintaining its core identity has ensured its relevance across generations. With the release of God of War Ragnarok 2022, continuing Kratos' journey in the Norse realms, the series shows no signs of slowing down. As both a technical marvel and a storytelling triumph, God of War has cemented its legacy as one of the greatest franchises in video game history. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.